should you be saving up your gold keys in Kingshot? The answer is yes. And today I'll let you know exactly why, because it is actually incredibly important to save them, especially if you're a low spender, as it will allow you to have access to other heroes than Jable in the future. So the first thing to know about gold keys is that for a very long time, you will see in the drop rates that it will always be the same rewards. Jable being the only legendary hero that will be available, as well as everything else, purple heroes and a lot of other things. Now, once you have Jable max with all her star level, opening a gold key becomes a lot less good, because that means that you're kind of getting these shards and you have nothing to do with them. There is an event called Champagne Fair, and I have a whole video on that to check out if you want, but this will allow you to trade extra ones of these tokens for other stuff, which is very valuable. However, the ratio of shards to rewards that you're getting in Champagne Fair is a lot lower than the ratio you're getting from opening gold keys. So once your Jable is fully maxed at 6 stars, whether you're a free-to-play or a spender, you should not be opening any gold keys anymore, except for a few exceptions, which I'll cover in a little bit in the video. The reason why you shouldn't be opening any more gold keys is because the drop rates here will change. You will have new heroes added here. So once your generation 4 heroes drop on your server, generation 2 heroes will then be added to the drop rate for epic recruitment. So that means if you look here, you start with a lot of gen 1 heroes, and then eventually you'll have gen 2 heroes. So gen 2 heroes are Hild, Marlin, as well as Zoe. That is gen 2 that drops after I think like a month and a half ish of playing the game. Now after another month ish, you are gonna get gen 3. So this is the one with S3 here, you can see. So that's Petra, that's Eric, and that is Jaeger down here. And then after another month or two, you will then have gen 4. Now gen 4 has very good heroes, but when gen 4 drops, that means that gen 2, so Marlin, Zoe, and Hild, will then all become part of the drop rate tier. They will also be on other stuff like the intel missions and stuff like that, but specifically they will be available here with I think the same ratios like 15-5 or something like that in here. Now Jable will still always be here, and then when you pull her it's kind of wasted. You wait for Champagne Fair, you trade them in, but that means that if you're saving hundreds of keys like me, you can see I have 500 of them saved up right now. When gen 4 drops on my server, if I come here and open 500 keys, I'm gonna get hundreds of shards for different heroes such as Hild and Marlin and Zoe. Now, for me personally, I don't really need them because I have Zoe and Marlin max, but Hild is not max, so there is something there. But again, most people who are not spending money in the game, or a lot of money, this will be very valuable because Marlin and Zoe and even Hild are very, very strong heroes and are still relevant when Gen 4 is out, especially for free-to-play. So this is something to keep in mind. But not only that, when Gen 5 then drops, again a few months later, well, then you'll have Gen 1, 2, and 3 here. So Gen 3 includes Eric and Petra and so on. So again, there are still quite relevant heroes, especially for low spenders, where you are going to be catch up with the gold keys. So saving them grants you a ton of value, and there is really no reason to spend them otherwise because you're not getting much here. Of course, if you haven't maxed most of your purple heroes and your Jable, spend your keys. Your purple heroes are important to max as well, especially the few ones that you need at level 4 star for joining. So like the ones like these 3 girls, make sure that they're at 4 stars so you have their skill maxed up at level 5 for joining hero rallies like bear rallies. Maybe you want to max your Howard because he's very good. You probably want to max your Gordon, or at least the top skill for joining again for Garrison. But after that, once they're at 4 stars or max, you don't really need to ever open gold keys. And for silver keys, this reward doesn't change ever as far as I'm told. So you're fine to keep opening your silver keys all the time, no problem. And you should be able to get most of your purple stuff again as well from the silver keys. So the more gold keys you can save, the better. Now that being said, there are 2 exceptions in this game, one of which is the event called Call of the Sovereign. Now this event happens after every KVK. It lasts for 3 days, and it will ask you to use advanced recruitment 10 times and epic recruitment 30 times. Now, the rewards from this event are exceptionally good, especially these chests. But also, the reward from doing this is, true gold and stuff. Like, it's pretty free reward. It's pretty good. This one is not that good, but you want to get everything here. Now, if you do every mission every day, you're going to get more than enough. As you can see, I have 146 and I need 110. So you don't need to do every single one of these missions. If you want to skip the advanced recruitment, not a huge deal. However, the epic recruitment is pretty good and you do require this reward here. It's free true gold and tokens. That means that you will need to use 10 advanced recruitment and 30 epic recruitment. So 10 platinum keys, 30 gold keys. And this event lasts for 3 days and it resets every day. So this means that once it resets, you can do it again. So it will be a total of 90 gold keys and 30 silver keys. So this means that you should always save up about that much. And when the event is live, like I'm going to do right now, do open those keys. Like there is no reason not to do it. You're getting free reward and this is when it's worth it. So I do 10 of one and then I'm going to do 30 of the other one. Now I've done this already for the other 3 days, so I'm not going to do 90 right now, but you can see now if I go back into this event, I've gotten this, this, and this. Free reward, very good. I'll do this every day. Now my event is over, so I've done it already. But this means that you should always have this amount of keys kind of saved up if you can. Now there are a few other special events that are required to like open 2 keys every day or 3 keys every day. Like the Buccaneer Bounty one is one of them, the one with the pearls and stuff. Those are very easy. You just open the very small amount of keys they ask you. But this one, the Childhood Sojourn, there are events like this every few months. And these are massive events that come with like a skin. And they come with a kind of like Strongest Governor event that lasts 7 days, or like a KVK event. So you can see every day you're getting power from doing different things. Now, if you look here, you have points earned for epic recruitment and advanced recruitment. So this is the only type of event I've ever seen so far where using your keys will allow you to get points for an event. What this means is that you are going to get an honor ranking. So on day 1, if you use a lot of keys, you are going to get a higher rank, and then you're going to get rewards based on your rank. The rewards here are, in my opinion, quite bad. Like, it's nice. 14,000 gems is nice. This is very small amount of speed ups. Like, it's 8 hours of everything. It's okay, but it's a day worth of speed up. Like, people push hundreds of days of speed up during KVK. Like, this is very, very, very small rewards. And then the total ranking is very nice. If you're going to be able to rank in the top 1 or 2, it's very nice. At 3 and lower, it drops drastically. Like 20 of these tokens is still very nice, but is it worth spending 500 keys when you could have 50 plus tokens of the G2 or G3 heroes if you wait long enough? I don't think so. I really don't think so. So this is an event where you are going to get points for keys more than once. Like I have it there today, so I'm still going to get points for keys today and stuff, but like it's worth doing the keys just to get this, like the bare minimum. Right now I'm at 509 out of 595. I should open another 10 keys to get 595, and that's it. I do not need to do any more than this because the rewards are just not that worth it unless I'm going to blow through every single key that I have. And then that means that on other days you're going to also have to compete with other people for troops and stuff like that. If you're not a whale, you're most likely not going to be able to get the rank 1. Like you can see these guys push tons of powers, and this was by opening keys mostly. But by the time we get to the total day at the end, the whales are going to go way past them because these are weak accounts. They don't have that much power and stuff. They don't have thousands of speed ups to push troops and stuff. So all the whales are going to go over them. They're going to have opened all their keys, and they're going to end up getting rewards in the like 11, 20, which is okay. But again, 500 keys is not worth 15 tokens. You're going to get way more tokens from opening your keys when new heroes are added to it. So my personal opinion is that you just open the keys here on the days where there's keys opening, which I think right now is day 1 and 3 for this event. Bare minimum for the daily target. It's very good to use the keys for the daily target, especially because I have the Call of the Sovereign at the same time. But other than that, not really. So in general, it really ends up to the same conclusion. Save all your keys as much as possible until you have an event like the Call of the Sovereign. Spend the minimum needed to get the requirements for the event. Same for special events, but nothing more than that. Save, save, save for as long as possible. When new heroes are added here, if you want the new heroes, if you need the new heroes, go for it. Unleash your keys and then save until the next generation comes. Now, for me, generation 4 is going to come in about a month and a half. I think it's close to having 200 days of your server age. So my server is 145 days old. That means that 1,500, the server I'm on, opened 145 days ago, which is like about 4 months. Now, in about a month and a half, we have G4. So I guess 6 months-ish into a server, you have G4. And then I think it's another 2 months for G5, another 2 months for G6. Now, this is very approximate. There is websites and stuff that let you know exactly, but also I'll make a video on that in the future to go over exactly timelines and how they work. But what you have to know is that about after 5 to 6 months of playing, there is going to be new heroes added here. And then every time a new hero category is released, more and more new heroes are going to be added. So the more gold keys you save, the better you are off, because then you will be able to open them for much better heroes than what Jable is at the beginning. Of course, she's good, but there is, a certain point where you're going to max her and it's going to be wasted to open more keys. So save your gold keys as much as possible is the advice I would give you. If you have any question or any additional tips, please share in the comments below. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you on my next video.